afternoon, everyone. It's my privilege as the founding dean of the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, we'll refer to it as OUWB this afternoon, to welcome you to our second commencement. I'm grateful to each of you for coming to this very special event in the lives of our graduates, the class of 2016. At this time, I wish to extend special appreciation to the Oakland University Wind Symphony at the back, directed by Professor Gregory Cunningham. I also extend appreciation to Carver Fay, whom you will hear in a short while, pipes and drums. We're grateful to the Deaf Community Advocacy Network for assisting us this afternoon in interpreting today's ceremony in American Sign Language. At this time, I would like to recognize that the ceremony will be led by School Marshal Dr. Robert Neuve, Associate Dean for Medical Education. Dr. Neuve will escort the platform party to the dais. Now, let us open this commencement. Professor Cunningham. Please welcome the platform party for today's ceremony, introducing the Assistant and Associate Deans of the School of Medicine, Richard Kelly, Senior Director of Development, Cheryl Verbruggen, Vice Dean for Business and Administration, Dr. David Thomas, Assistant Dean for Medical Education, Brooke Taylor, Assistant Dean for Continuing Medical Education, Deidre Pitts, Assistant Dean for Faculty Affairs and Faculty Development, Dr. Dawn Jung, Assistant Dean for Diversity and Inclusion, Dr. Robert Granadier, Assistant Dean for Diversity and Inclusion, Dr. Nelia Afonso, Assistant Dean for Community Integration and Outreach, Dr. Jeffrey DeVries, Associate Dean for Graduate Medical Education, Dr. Linda Gillum, Associate Dean for Academic and Faculty Affairs, Dr. Richard Kennedy, Associate Dean for Research, Dr. Robert McCauley, Associate Dean for Institutional Effectiveness and Technology, Dr. Linda Misra, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Clinical Education, Dr. Angela Nuzzarello, Associate Dean for Student Affairs. I also extend at this time a warm welcome to my colleagues, the Oakland University Deans, who join me today on the platform. From the Oakland University Libraries, OUWB Library Director Nancy Bulgarelli, representing Library Dean Stephen Whiter. From the College of Arts and Sciences, Dean Kevin Corcoran. From the Honors College, Dean Graham Harper. From the School of Nursing, Interim Associate Dean Dina Hayes, representing Interim Dean Gary Moore. And now I welcome Oakland University's Vice Presidents. Vice President for Community and Government Affairs, Rochelle Black. Vice President for Student Affairs, Glenn McIntosh. Vice President for Development and Alumni Relations, Angie Schmucker. And Vice President for University Communications and Marketing, John Young. I welcome Oakland University's academic officers, Associate Provost Dr. Michelle Piskalich, Senior Associate Provost Dr. Susan Aubrey, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost Dr. James Lentini. I extend a special welcome to Oakland University Board Trustee Richard Flynn. Representing Beaumont Health, the exclusive teaching partner of OUWB, is Dr. David Wood, its Chief Medical Officer. And now I welcome members of the platform party who will be participating in this afternoon's ceremony. Keynote speaker, the Honorable Dr. Deidre Waterman, Mayor of the City of Pontiac, Michigan. Oakland University Board Trustee Chair Mark Schlessel, and Oakland University President Dr. George W. Hind. I now welcome our department chairs, led by School Marshal Dr. Sandra LeBlance, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs and Career Development. Department of Anesthesiology, Dr. James Grant, Chair. Department of Biomedical Sciences, Dr. Judith Venuti, Chair. Department of Cardiology, Dr. Monica Jadu, representing Dr. Simon Dixon, Chair. Department of Emergency Medicine, Dr. James Ziada, representing Dr. Terry Kolenko, Chair. Department of Family Medicine and Community Health, Dr. Paul Mish, Chair. Department of Internal Medicine, Dr. Michael Maddens, Chair. Department of Neurology, Dr. Daniel Mankis, Chair. Department of Neurosurgery, Dr. Miguel Angelo Perez Cruet, representing Dr. Fernando Diaz, Chair. Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Ray Bahado Singh, Chair. Department of Ophthalmology, Dr. George Williams, Chair. Department of Orthopedic Surgery, Dr. David Collin, representing Dr. Jeffrey Fishgrun, Chair. Department of Pathology, Dr. Matul Amin, Interim Chair. Department of Pediatrics, Dr. Brian Berman, Chair. Department of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, Dr. Justin Riuta, representing Dr. Ronald Taylor, Chair. Department of Psychiatry, Dr. Ron Samarian, Chair. Department of Radiation Oncology, Dr. Thomas Guerrero, representing Dr. Craig Stevens, Chair. Department of Diagnostic Radiology and Molecular Imaging, Dr. Dwayne Meswa, Chair. Department of Surgery, Dr. Alan Coffrin, Chair. And Department of Urology, Dr. Kenneth Peters, Chair. I now extend a welcome to the faculty of the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine. At this time, I invite everyone who is able to rise and welcome the members of the class of 2016, led by School Marshal Dr. Christina Grabowski, Assistant Dean for Medical Student Admissions and Financial Services. The class will enter by their PRISM groups, led by their PRISM mentors. Please remain standing for our national anthem. Please be seated. It is my honor to recognize the presence of dignitaries and people who lend a special presence to this afternoon's ceremony. I'd like to recognize Beaumont Board Health member Dr. Harris Mainster, City Manager of Auburn Hills, Tom Tangy, the Mayor's Office Representative of Rochester Hills, Maria Willett. I'd also like to welcome some of our community partners from the Michigan Opera Theater, Roz Cooperman, from the Polio Network, Timothy Brown, Bonnie Levitan, Bruce and Diane Sachs, and from the Chandler Park Academy, Kevin Wise. Welcome. The Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine is a community, and members of the entire student body accompany this year's graduates today. Will the class of 2019 rise and remain standing? Will the members of the class of 2018 and 2017 rise and remain standing? And for the very first time in the history of our school, will our alumni rise and remain standing? And please greet them all. Thank you. You may be seated. It is my privilege now to introduce the chair of the Oakland University Board of Trustees, Mark Schlussel.
Thank you very much, Dr. Folberg. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a delight to be here. I'm pleased to be part of this commencement ceremony for a number of reasons, among them being the great pride I have in being part of Oakland University and our community, as well as my interest in healthcare delivery here in Michigan and across the country. In the time I've served as a principal in a healthcare management company, I've come to be astounded to see the changes overtaking the field, many encouraging and some not so encouraging. Research and technology advancements, for example, are providing more hope of effective diagnosis and treatment of injury and disease than ever. At the same time, healthcare business models and regulatory influences seem to be shaping patients more as commodities than as human beings. Know, as graduates of Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, you are entering a professional arena that is undergoing dramatic transformation in many ways. Regardless of your intentions and goals, you will become part of that transformation. With the decisions you will be called upon to make, you have the potential to help change the field for better or not. To quote Hippocrates, wherever the art of medicine is loved, there is love of humanity. You will bear witness to rapid advances in medical technology, as well as corporate and political forces jockeying to govern the way healthcare providers deliver essential services to patients in need of care. Rest assured that none of these forces will abate anytime soon, as can be seen in one simple example, the persistently swirling debate around the Affordable Care Act. Please don't misunderstand. As I'm trying to relate here, I believe that the overarching efforts to improve healthcare in this country, whether they be technological, political, or other, are being made with our best of intentions. I also believe that the realm of unintended consequences, some of these efforts are threatening to compromise what has always been the greatest asset we have in the field of medicine, namely the expert and interpersonal interaction between doctors and their patients. Many of us have found that we are spending more time in doctors' waiting room these days, only to ultimately spend less time in examining rooms, benefiting from our physicians' expertise, insight, and assessment skills. I have to digress for a minute to tell you that that is not the case with Dr. Sandra Scheuchert, whom I visit quite often. And that's not the case with many of the Beaumont doctors. But I believe it is a reality in healthcare today. Physicians are being pressured to see more patients with less time. I believe we need to reverse this devolving standard of care, and I can explain why with an aphorism that my chief medical officer has shared with me on numerous occasions. In short, he always argues and says to me that a history and physical exam represents 90% of an effective diagnosis on a presenting condition. There is no advanced technology that can serve as a substitute in this process, and we can only hope that healthcare policy and practice begin to place higher priority and value in the physicians who oversee it. I encourage and challenge all of you as new physicians to remember that unique individual human needs and the human side of healthcare services must be preeminent in the healthcare arena of the future. Each of you is extremely fortunate to have studied in a program here developed by Dr. Folberg and his associates. The fact is that every patient is a human being deserving of the best medical care available has been integrated into everything you've learned. Compassion has been infused into your DNA. Remember to always value that, using your courage and conviction to contest any force looking to marginalize the value of what you offer as a superbly educated physician with an empathetic human being. As William Osler, the founder of modern medicine and one of the 4 founders of Johns Hopkins Hospital, said, paraphrasing the great ancient physician Maimonides, the good physician treats the disease, the great physician treats the patient with the disease. Do this, and I know that you will find success beyond your dreams. I wish all of you the best in your future endeavors and hope you remember and remain engaged in this community as you experience the great success you are sure to achieve. Thank you and good luck. It is now my privilege to call upon the president of our university, George Hind, to greet you.
Thank you very much, Chairman Schlessel. Good afternoon. It is my great honor to take part in this commencement ceremony, and that is because of the exceptional company I share here today in this arena. Each one of those graduating today has become part of the most well-educated members of our society. You have stepped far beyond anyone's expectations. You are risk takers and have demonstrated tremendous resolve in the pursuit of your goals. The entire Oakland University community and I are privileged to be here among you today. You are to be commended for your courage and your commitment. In coming to this medical school, you embraced an innovative academic vision that calls for a fundamental change in the way that we deliver healthcare. You have stepped forward to become pioneers in an evolution of healthcare services that is only now beginning to take root in our society. It is an approach that holds medical care recipients as complete human beings rather than reiterations of textbook cases and variations on medical precedents. I applaud you for embracing this focus, as this type of care is desperately needed in our healthcare systems today. I also applaud you for agreeing to do far more than simply be medical students. You have joined and contributed to national healthcare organizations and medical student interest groups, and the work you have done will benefit all the students who follow in your footsteps. In short, you have been exceptional role models. Commendably, you have also set a high bar for the academic performance of all future Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine students. With your time here nearly behind you, you will soon join a global community of essential service providers who play a critical role in the well-being of mankind. You will help protect and revitalize the health of scientists, engineers, artists, builders, service providers, and so many more of our citizens. In this way, you will help advance the quality of life that people enjoy not only in terms of their health, but also in terms of all that our modern culture offers to them. I'm confident that I speak on behalf of the entire Oakland University community today and share that we are all proud of you and what you have accomplished. We look forward to learning about the tremendous things that you will undoubtedly accomplish in the years to come. I hope that each of you is truly proud of what you have achieved here. Embrace that feeling, celebrate it, and I hope you have a little bit of time to reflect on that feeling today. Take a deep breath and savor this moment. Soak in the joy and pride of those closest to you and those that surround you here today as well. This truly is your day. Rest assured that virtually limitless potential stands before you, and we support you pursuing your goals. As students of the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, you have had the privilege of interacting with some of the most accomplished and respected physicians and scholars to be found. You have mastered an incredibly rigorous curriculum and are now prepared to accomplish some of the greatest goals you can possibly imagine. Congratulations. I wish you unbounded success in the realization of all of your goals and dreams. Congratulations.